Before the ASX officially opens, the Australian market gets its first real opportunity to adjust to everything that unfolded overnight. The AUS200 initial open gap measures the price change between the overnight futures close and the SPI futures reopen, just ahead of the ASX cash open. This gap reflects how market participants reprice Australian exposure once local futures reopen, after absorbing overnight moves in the US and Europe, shifts in commodities and currencies, geopolitical developments, and changes in global risk sentiment. Overnight futures pricing is often thin and largely global in nature. The SPI reopen is different. It's the point where both local and global institutions can actively adjust exposure ahead of the ASX open auction. This window is commonly used by hedge funds aligning Australian exposure for the day, dealers adjusting hedges before the cash open, portfolio managers responding to overnight information, and participants positioning for the open auction. The gap can also reflect dividend adjustments, particularly on ex-dividend dates, which mechanically affect index pricing independent of sentiment. The initial open gap shows whether overnight expectations were reinforced, softened, or actively challenged before the cash market opens. It doesn't predict the direction of the day. It shows how much repricing occurred before the first share traded. In Mosaic, this column is most effective when viewed alongside the prior day's XJO, the AUS200 open gap, net, and the AUS200 first 15 minutes. The ASX open auction doesn't begin from zero. The AUS200 initial open gap reveals how much positioning and reassessment had already taken place before it started.